with the opening statement from Coach, then open it up for questions.
Yeah, it ended up being a heck of a game. It's got a lot of storylines. I thought we got off to a great start. We executed well. We did a good job defensively, and then then there was that segment where I thought Missouri played at a really high level. They were extremely physical, and our offense kind of came to a halt. I think they made us play out of character, and it's tough to play out of character in this building and be successful. And then to be down 21, and then to be able to come back and have a shot go halfway down, though, to be able to try to sneak one out of here, showed the fight we have. So ups and downs and things to learn from and things to do better. But it's just kind of hard putting yourself in that situation. And I thought we showed character to get back, but we did not play good basketball. And I think really Missouri has a lot of credit to that. I think they're physical and kind of the play, the tempo, and saying things like that just threw us out of rhythm. And we should know better by that by this point in the year, and I should coach them better. But we got out of character, but we had a chance. Questions.
Coach, just what was it that let you guys back in to come back there, or almost come back there?
Well, we finally scored. We were out of rhythm offensively, besides the first couple minutes. First couple minutes we came out and did well. But when I looked up and, it was, 30 points at halftime is low for us. And I looked at one time we had 37. It took a long time to get to 37. We ended up with 81. So we finally kind of opened things up. I thought our pace was better on offense, but the steals and turnovers obviously helped out to be able to make a comeback.
Coach, is that press that you implemented there at the end, is that something that you knew you could exploit Missouri with heading in?
We were in a situation where we had to kind of throw anything out there, and hopefully it worked. We've done it a couple times this year, and our guys did a good job of kind of doing some things on the fly. We've prepped it a couple times, but that was not what situation I wanted to be in. We were in a situation we were kind of Hail Mary.
Coach, in those first 30 minutes, what specifically was Missouri's defense doing to be able to limit you guys?
Yeah, they were making it hard for us to create space. And, they were physical and hitting us on cuts and kind of grabbing us on screens. We couldn't separate from them. And there just wasn't a lot of space out there. And they were covering different players. And in that segment, too, it made it tough on us. They were scoring, so they were setting up their defense the entire time. I thought, they had the right mentality, and I thought we didn't for most of the game. And I thought their mentality was, it showed in the way they played, and that's what, gave them a win.
Coach, you mentioned in your opening statement it's difficult to play out of character in this building and win. What do you think makes it so difficult for opposing teams to beat Mizzou and Columbia?
Yeah, I think they might be 13-2 right now. They've won a lot of games in this building. It is a good atmosphere. Their student section does a really good job. I think Missouri has a great culture as a basketball program. I think it probably leads to the fans. They make it tough in here. It is. Last year, we almost got blown out last year, and I was impressed with it last year. I'm impressed with this year.
Coach, Trent Burns played a season-high 18 minutes tonight. I'm curious kind of what you thought about what he brought to the game.
He's a big body out there, and I think he's going to be a really good player. I think when 15 Phillips was out of the game, I don't think he was in foul trouble. I don't think they wanted to play him that much, but I think he held it down for him. He is a big body, and he made a couple of nice plays there. We thought we might be able to exploit him on defense a little bit, and he did a good job recovering. We really couldn't take advantage of him.
Coach, we're 8 of 22 on layups. What was Missouri doing around the rim that made it challenging to get shots to go there?
I'm smiling. I didn't know that stat yet. Oh my gosh. Well, they do have. They're huge. It is great bodies, and it's shooting the right ones. I thought we were kind of giving them too much credit. Sometimes I thought we were shooting floaters and things like that where we could have got all the way to the rim, and we did late. But their size and positional size can be imposing, and I think we kind of fell into what they want us to do. We took challenge shots, those challenge twos. Still with challenge twos, we still should make a higher number than 8 out of 22.
Coach, can you speak to just what momentum is like in a game like that? You mentioned didn't make any shots, and then the last 8 minutes, you guys barely missed one. It was like once you saw one go in, it got contagious.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was the 8-minute timeout, and there was all this stuff with these flagrants, and we actually, it probably helped us to be able to talk a little bit, and just be like, let's make one final push, and listen, if it's 21 with 3 to go, I'm sitting guys down, but the guys knew that we weren't playing right. I mean, I was bothered, they were bothered, and that was from that point forward, we kind of like just played differently, but it was. You know, you want to start that way. You want to be an experienced team. You want to play that way all the way through. You just can't play the first 2 minutes and then take like whatever it was, 25 minutes off.
Is there something you can do when it starts compounding like that? It's a 21-point lead and then 15 and then 10. You know, is there something you can do to compound that? Is there something that you can do to try and increase the pressure that you were putting on?
What was it? You said compounded?
Yeah, just
yeah. I mean, there is a lot of momentum, and you know, Tyler Tanner was terrific in that sequence and being able to get steals and make plays and be aggressive, and we were able to make them catch the ball kind of where we wanted to, and then they weren't really hurting us on the other end. So it's a tough situation they're in. They don't want to take quick shots and let us come back. So I think even when we weren't getting stops early in the possession, we were getting them at the end. But you can feel the momentum. Our guys felt it. We didn't have timeouts, and we actually didn't need them at that time. I mean, there was enough stoppage to be able to kind of execute what we wanted to do. And we made a good run at it. And we got there towards the end, and really we're an inch away from winning. And that's the hard thing. That ball's an inch a little bit more. We probably get a win.
Coach, I'm curious for your thoughts on what it's like to compete in the SEC right now with, you know, a dozen or so teams all trying to get into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I mean, we talked to our guys coming into this. We're like, listen, Missouri's going to be a desperate team, and Dennis does a great job. They're coming off a loss. I think prior to us, they won 3 out of 4. You know, there's a lot of teams playing for important games right now, and you can kind of feel the urgency that they had, and they played that way. I don't think we played that way until for the most of the game. You know, the SEC. You know, last year I lucked up and came in the SEC last year when it was historically the best league ever, and now this year it's not as good as last year. You know, that everybody knows that, but it's still rated the best league in the country. And so these road environments, these games, these coaches, these players, it's tough. And so every win's cherished, and you got to fight like hell to be able to get one because they're tough.
All right, thanks guys.
Thank you.